Hi, fam.
Hola.
Hi, fam. We here. Give me 2 seconds. Y'all always know I need 2 seconds, right? It'll give some people some time to get on board, right? Hold on.
Turn up.
Mama say, here we come round my way. I'm starting a watch party. We gonna start a watch party. Wait. Talking.
Yeah.
Here I'm swarming, right? Bees is known to bite. Right.
I can't hear it that well, but I'm a party too.
You can't hear it?
I can hear a little bit, but that's okay. I got a beat. Hey. It's like what I do on Friday.
It's Friday.
Thursday.
It's Thursday, y'all. Come on.
It's pre-Friday.
Rubber bullet off, man.
Hey. Now if I can get.
Okay, y'all, we're gonna have to get busy. It's 5:03. Alexa, music off.
Okay.
Hi, family. Okay, I don't think she meant Alexa, music off.
Alexa say the party not over. What you doing?
I know, but sometimes we just need her to be quiet, like right now. Laughing out loud. Raymond said laughing out loud. Raymond, we came to have a party. It is Ramon. We came to have a party.
Ramon. What's up, Ramon?
It's Thursday. Lysandra Hunt is in the house. That's my baby. You know what, Lysandra? Call me, because you know you need to be on here. So quit playing, okay? Just stop. Because I will find you, and you know this. But today, Facebook family, I am so excited to introduce you Tamiko Garner. And before I even get started on Tamiko, before I get started on her, I just want to set the record. First of all, you guys, 2020. I know we're looking at it right now and it just doesn't look like there's an end in sight, but I want to tell you that the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Everywhere you look, it's like you're looking in dismay. Like, really, the pandemic was enough? Racial issues was enough? I'm not even going to go down the list. It's too long. It's too long. But I'm going to tell you, our greatest victory is still to come. Don't you lose hope. Don't you lose sight. Don't you forget who you are and whose you are. I want you to look at 2020 and say, you is a lie. You is a lie. The best things are here. And I promise you, they're coming. I promise you. I believe in it with every ounce of my soul. Have faith. Have faith, believe. Don't walk by sight. Walk by faith. And so today, I want to thank you for joining me on this platform, Fit Live. Cheryl Grant is all about uplifting the lives of other queens, other beautiful, Black, colorful women that are out in the world doing things. And we are here primarily for to be a guide for you. We're here to highlight both the journey and the success stories of professionals and entrepreneurs of color. We want to explore all the important and necessary information so that I can help guide you, so I can inspire you and encourage you. And this is for all aspiring business owners and professionals of color. It's for everyone, but I'm particularly highlight women of color because we don't have a platform, but you have one here. And our goal is to equip you with specific, concrete examples, tools, tips, and tricks that will lead you towards your own success, not only in business, but in life. So I have a question for you. Are you ready to get fit? Are you ready to get fit? I'm ready to get fit. What is fit? What is fit? Tamiko knows what fit is because she has been with me since my launch in 2017. And Tamiko understands that fit is a mental state of mind. See, right now the devil would have you to think otherwise, but I want to tell you, staying mentally fit is your key to the door of success. Being mentally fit stands for faith, intuition, and tenacity. Faith, to believe in the unseen. Intuition, to trust your inner spirit and know that God would never lead you astray. And tenacity, guess what? The courage and the wisdom to just go get it done. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you, and I believe in you. And I believe in you. I believe in this queen that I'm about to introduce you to. I am so honored to have Tamiko on my platform. For those of you who don't know her, if you have any curiosity about veganism, she is the go-to person. Tamiko can also speak to going through some of my programs. I'll have you do that later, girl. We're not going to do that because right now I'm focused on you. I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of background into who she is. Tamiko Garner is also known as the Plant-Based Vegan Sistah. I didn't say sister, I said sistah. If you don't know, let me help you out. Sistah. And she is her passion in sharing her plant-based vegan journey with others. She gets excited when someone decides to try plant-based vegan eating, one plate at a time. And she believes everyone has their own journey and should enjoy each and every step forward towards a healthy and more vibrant you. She was born and mostly raised in Chicago with roots from Arkansas. And Tamiko was surrounded by vegetables, but she only liked meat, macaroni, and cheese. I can't even believe that. But that's I'm sorry, I forgot. I almost forgot corn. She liked corn too. Then in 1986, a book called Fit for Life. Are you kidding me? That's my name on my Fit for Business. Okay, it's all good. A book called Fit for Life, discussing how long meats stay in your system, which is very true. So she decided to see how long she could go without eating meat. Turn the clock ahead some 30 years later of eating vegetarian with little fish every now and then, has become a plant-based vegan since 2016. She has been somebody who has introduced me to it. So I want to say to everybody out there, wherever you are, first of all, just grab your glass of wine, put it up in the air, stand up and give this queen a round of applause, a round of applause. Welcome, queen, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How are you?
I was going to say, who's that lady you were describing?
Oh my God.
You made that.
Tamiko, I'm talking about you, the most amazing woman that I know. And especially, there's so many myths around being a vegan and the importance and how do you balance without meat? Like, how do you survive? But I really believe that we were born, and you can confirm this or deny that we were born to be herbivores and not carnivores. But and since I said that, let me give this disclaimer. Every once in a while, I like a good steak. I'm just I'm not trying to be offended to anybody. I'm just going to speak my truth. And every once in a while, very seldom, I like a good burger. If I can find a good, it's very hard, but a very good burger. But anyway, we're not going to let that go because we can talk about veganism today. How did you? I mean, you shared a little bit. I shared about it in your bio, but what led you on this thing? What did this book do to you?
Well, you mean the Fit for Life book? Yeah. That book.
Fit for Life book.
And so the story behind that was, like I said, I read the book and it talked about how long meat stays in your system, meat and dairy. And I went, ew, that it stays in there that long? So I just thought, well, I wonder how long I can go without it. So it was a whim. It wasn't like I was into this, just a whim. To see how long. And so, like you said, it was 30-something years until I became a plant-based vegan. Now, what got me on the vegan journey was I read this book called A Plant-Based Life. Okay. And prior to that, I was doing a lemonade cleanse because I had really put on a lot of weight just with life stresses and and I mean a lot of weight. I don't even think I weighed that much 9 months pregnant about to give birth. I don't even think so.
I've done the lemonade diet. As a matter of fact, the lemonade cleanse is what I call it. And
Yeah,
I
it was.
go just week. That's another side note, but I do it at least 2 times a year, and I love it. But anyway,
Yeah.
please go on, continue.
And so that's what kind of, because I was like, okay, I was walking up, I work in downtown Oakland. So catching BART, you have to walk up the stairs on 19th Street. So when you walk up those stairs, I'm like breathing heavy and breathing hard. I was like, this is not good. And I was also approaching that age where in my family, people start getting adult onset diabetes, high blood pressure. We've had digestive cancers. My mom had colon cancer. I got another cousin who's had some sort of colon cancer. I had a great uncle had some sort of So it was like, okay, these things seem to be running in my family. So I wanted to change my story. So there were two things. One, I had a lot of extra cushion, so to say, around there that didn't need to be there, and two, I wanted to be at the head of the game and change my story and say I don't have to be a diabetic in my 50s. That's not something I'm looking forward to and don't really want to do. So I was in the bookstore over here in Burlingame and I saw this book. It's not like I was looking for it; it just popped up. So I bought. So this looks interesting. So I bought it. And it talked about plant-based. So that's where I started learning the difference between plant-based and vegan. So once I started that, so like I said, I was doing the lemonade cleanse just to kind of jumpstart me. A lot of times I'll do that to kind of jumpstart me into my healthy route. And so I was doing that during the day, but then at night I would eat vegetables. I would eat something very light. So at least I had that. And that's what got me started reading that book. And it talked about processed foods and the difference between whole food and vegan. And I was like, what? Addictions to sugar. And, so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to give this a try. And here we are 4 years later. As a matter of fact, my 4-year anniversary, it passed. I didn't even celebrate it. Oh my God.
What?
My anniversary was on Sunday. I totally.
Celebrate now. Congratulations. So it's been how long?
4 years.
Wow.
4 years. And I have not touched any animal product. If I did, somebody stuck it in there and didn't tell me. That's the only way. But I have not.
So when you speak of being a plant-based vegan sister, you are, because you said two things there. So I just want to clarify. Plant-based and vegan, are they one and the same?
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're very similar. Basically, vegan is a lot of times this is geared with ethics, right? Because it's about the animals. So a lot of the foundation about veganism is the animals and the planet, that type of thing. And so in vegans, you can eat Oreo cookies. Like Oreo cookies are vegan, y'all. So just so you know, but Oreo cookies are not plant-based. So whole food plant-based eating is eating your foods in their whole state. That also means not eating white processed foods, so like white processed flours, sugars, heavily processed oils. Like even with if you're going to be true whole food plant-based, you're not even using oils. So you would do saute with water, a little water saute with vegetable bouillon, like the meats that we're seeing out there, a lot of the mock meats, that would be considered processed. So that would not necessarily fall under the whole food plant-based eating. So it's like eating your whole fruits, your vegetables, legumes, grains, and eating that way and reducing sugars, all of that.
Right. So does that mean if you're not using oils, does it mean that you can use like olive oil or,
No, because olive oil is very processed as well. So all oil is processed, right? I mean, you got to think about it.
No, I thought olive oil was really good.
I mean, it's good. It's good for you, but it's still processed, which means it's been stripped of olives have some nutritional value, right? But you've taken all of that out of it. So that's how I like to think about it when you say process, is that you've kind of like stripped all the nutrients from it. Anything that had some wealth of good, like think about white rice. Brown rice is fine. That's in the whole food family, but you've stripped everything for that to get white. So now it's nothing to it, right? And that brown rice used to have that fiber. And it's also gluten free. So, you think about, so that opened up my eyes. I was like, wow, so sugar. So even sweets, so sweetening things would be with like sweetening with dates, like using your whole foods or sweeten it with unsweetened applesauce. Like you just get the apples, or you can make your own applesauce if you want, but using dates. I use maple syrup, but a lot of times they use natural foods to sweeten your foods. As a matter of fact, I just did a cooking session yesterday where I had a group of people come in and we made a peaches and cream, no cream ice cream from peaches and frozen peaches, frozen bananas, and a little bit of plant-based milk. And you whip that up, and when you eat it right then when you make it, it's fresh like ice cream. Now, when you freeze it, it kind of gets a little like frozen fruit. When you freeze fruit and it's just kind of like a shaved ice. So, and I ate some today. As a matter of fact, I had it with this grape balsamic vinegar. I was like, get out of here. Never would have thought to put some balsamic vinegar on your ice cream. But wow, the tart and the sweet. And then I made my own crumble with nuts and dates. So I used pecans, walnuts, and dates in a food processor. And you can use that to make a crust. So if you're going to make a cheesecake or something like that, you can do that. So it's still.
Wow. Oh my God, girl! First of all, you're making me hungry. That's first of all. You really are opening up my eyes to really understanding the distinctions between being plant-based, whole foods, and being truly a vegan. And I think if you really are truly a vegan, it even goes down to your clothing, right? You don't wear
exactly.
you don't like you can do anything that has to do with hurting or harming an animal, nothing. And
exactly.
my would be eliminated. My whole it just would go. So I totally understand. But baby steps, right? Baby steps, right? Baby steps.
That's why I say one plant at a time.
I really am into more plant-based, and I consider myself a pescatarian with meat added every now and again if I can. If there's such a thing, I don't know what that's called, but that's what I call myself.
You can be a flexitarian.
What?
They call it a flexitarian.
A flexitarian. A flexitarian?
Flexitarian, like you flexible. So flexitarian.
Okay, y'all, I want you to know, put it on the record. Somebody tap it in the comments if you could for me. Flexitarian. That's who I'm in. That's the program, flexitarian.
There you go.
Kind of step back because all that is powerful, and I really do want to dive into that. But I also want to just kind of step back a little bit, and from this perspective, Tamiko, you have a passion, and right now we as a country. Thank you, Tamiko. Put it in there, girl. You so good. Tamiko, put it in there for me. So just if you probably know, that's what I'm is right there, flexitarian. But I want to know, Tamiko, because one of the things I talk about is my whole platform is about being mentally fit. Faith, and tenacity, being mentally fit, faith, intuition, and tenacity. So in order for you to go on this journey, you first went on it for yourself. Yep. And then you turned it into a business. I am so proud of you because you went through one of my programs. I just remember after that, you started doing it. It wasn't no longer, you came to the program ready to go. And I watched you just continue. You were doing this in the program, and then you just started doing like this. And I was like, oh my God, I just love watching you. So what's your passion? What, oh, that's my sister. That's my
hey, Jay.
You too. Yeah, Jay. We flexitarians because we need to mix it up every now and again with a shot of tequila sipped on the side. I'm just okay. Let me stay.
Well, don't get me wrong. Now I do have my tequila and my vodka. So
yes, I'm a tequila girl, especially. Ooh, Fortaleza, okay, Azul, any of that stuff.
See, okay, that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show.
So we're going to get into all the wonderful things that you do because you really do some amazing things. But I want to step back because we're faced right now with this pandemic crisis. And people are really trying to reinvent themselves, trying to find their space again. And so I want to talk because, to be really honest, Tamiko, you launched, I think when you went through my program, was that in 2016?
17.
Okay, so when you went through my program, I watched you, but what, first of all, is your passion? And what did it take for you to turn this light on to really make it your business?
So what I have to give props to a friend of mine.
Okay.
Or no, maybe your program was
18.
2018, right. It's 2018. I'm getting confused when I actually launched Plant-Based Vegan Sistah. So a friend of mine who lives in Chicago, I was sharing information with her, right? I was like, oh yeah, I learned this, I found this out. And she said, girl, you should do a blog because people don't know this. I was like, people know this information. Come on, it's right there. She's like, well, you telling me I didn't know. So I went, huh. She said, you should start a blog. So from that point, I decided, okay, I'll start a blog December 1st, 2017. And what I wanted to do, why I say to keep it real and relatable, because I felt like a lot of times I was looking, you go online and you see different other boards and people on Instagram and everybody's pictures of their food looked all perfect. And I was like, well, my food don't always come out perfect like that. Like, so I want to show how it really looks. Like, like, look, this is the first take. This is what it looked like. So, it's not all, I'm not so that was what I wanted to do. And I felt like I wanted to speak to people that were in my age group and to women that look like myself, because I had gone to Veg Fest in San Francisco. And there were some of us in the audience, but there was no one speaking on the panel. And so there was no one that looked like us up there speaking for us or to us. And I went, I know we're out here. So I made it my mission that one day I'm going to speak on that stage. And last year I did. So I was up there with some others.
That's what I talk about having faith, is to believe in something that you can't see, speak it into existence, and make it become a reality for you. And we can really do that. And Tamiko is talking to you from example of what she's done. So I'm so proud of you. So Tamiko, you didn't see us, but was this your passion?
It was, yeah, it was growing to be that. Like it was more about, I just wanted to share my journey. And that's my approach. It's more of, I just want to share what I learned and share what I'm going through and what I find and the different things that I've made. And when it inspires someone along the way, then man, that's like the greatest joy. I don't know if you know, but I've been doing these walks every morning. And today was day 139.
Okay, so let me tell you a real small story about that really quickly. My best friend is Brenda Moppins. I almost messed up. I gave her a number. Brenda Moppins. And I didn't know because my other girl, Lakita, is the one who's leading this, correct?
No, this is my own thing.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Okay, scratch all that. Tell me more.
So so I, like I said, like I've always say, this is a journey. And on your journey, you're going to have, you're going to make a left turn. You might make a right turn. You may have to make a U-turn. Okay. You may have to. And so I had reached a point where, we're all here in COVID and I got a few extra COVID cushion. So I was like, I really don't want that. I want something different. So I said, let me get my butt up and start exercising and walking because, that's how I started my fitness before. I started walking 30 minutes a day and called it, that was it, or 3 days a week. So I said, okay, I'm gonna get out here. Plus, during COVID, we're stuck inside, at least getting outside and walking for a little bit, just some fresh air, right? So that's how I started. And so I started out saying, I'm just going to walk every day for 30 days straight, every day for 30 days. That's how I started out. And as of today, I'm now 139 days in. I have not missed one day.
Oh my God.
I've walked. So I go live in my Facebook group each morning to share, hey, today is day 100. Sometimes I'll share some tips or something like that. And then I also maybe do either Instagram story or Instagram post. And what's so cool about it is that I'll get people sending me direct messages. Oh my God, I'm so inspired, watching you. Thank you so much. I had people say, oh, I started walking. I had another friend, she started doing it again. I was like, see that right there is like exciting because, and especially when they look like us and our age, you know what I mean? That's like taking command of your life. See, I'm getting all excited just about that. And then I get excited, when someone says, so how should I make, what should I do with these noodles, right? Like one of the ladies that she was on the session last night, what do I do with these rice noodles? Or a friend of mine, someone sending me a text message. Oh, I saw this vegan thing, and I thought maybe you'd want to try it. So just that people know and are beginning to open their minds and even think about it or try it. Girl, I tried today. I ate such and such. I'm like, okay, go ahead now. One plate at a time. That's what you got to do. So that is where my passion comes from. So I have to say that my passion has actually been fueled by you all.
Well, first of all, I love that because I, as you know, I'm all about fitness and taking care of yourself. And especially as we begin to age as women, our bodies just don't do what it used to do when we were in our 20s and our 30s. And I know from experience that while my journey has always been doing fitness, my journey has always been doing fitness competitions, but in 2017 is when I really got into really competing in fitness competitions. But it's not just the working out; it's 100% of it is what you eat. And so you speak of this. I just want to say that you read your notes and multitask. I love you for that.
Well, I went to high school with her. We went to high school.
Okay, awesome. Hi, Deborah. How are you?
Deborah.
Welcome to everybody. We have Jazzy. We have Janice was on. Tamiko. We have Lysandra, Ramon. We've had others join in. Andre, Brent, Ethel, Richardson, Todd, Spencer. We've had Linda Tucker, Christopher Brion, so we've had quite a few kind of log in. So thank you guys and welcome. I really want to say take notes because this is really an opportunity for you. And I really want to make sure you get the most out of it. But you said a couple of different things when we were talking about fitness and getting excited and really sharing with people. Tamiko, you have really taken this to another level though. I mean, not only are you inspiring people, you have also started to I've been to a couple of your events and where you do these tastings. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because they've been amazing. And I've been to a couple of them and they've been pretty amazing. That's pre-COVID, but you can still talk about it.
It's pre-COVID. I miss it. I miss doing my vegan curious events. Oh my God, I miss it so much. I'm actually, here trying to think of ways that what can I do to bring that experience virtually. So just know I'm working on it, people. I'm working on it. But so how I came up with these vegan curious events was debug that a lot of people say, oh no, I don't want to eat that because it's vegan. And I'm thinking, well, I bet you if I cook it, you're not going to know the difference if I make the same thing, right? So I figured, why don't I do a taste test and make a vegan version and a non-vegan version of the same food, but don't say which was which, and then just let people taste it. And then come back and and then let us know. The very first event was at Queen Hippie Gypsy's place upstairs. Oh my God.
That's why they're on my stage in crystals. Definitely. Yes.
Right? Oh my God. I love them so dearly for giving me that opportunity to have it there. And it was a blowout event. It was like sold out. And so the anniversary is always in November, which is around Thanksgiving. So the theme is Thanksgiving food. So I made like a vegan sweet potato pie, a non-vegan sweet potato pie. And I even had some guy there said, so you got a whole pie left over there. How much you selling that pie? I said, what are you talking about? No. You still got a vegan pie over there. How much you selling that pie for? I'm not, I'll pay you whatever. He said that people tasted and thought that the vegan one was the non-vegan one.
Wow.
I did.
I know you fooled me because what you did was chili beans. And you did a vegan version of chili beans and you did a regular one. And we could not tell the difference. We could not tell the difference.
See, and I used, and that was like, I used, I think, the Beyond Burger crumbles for that one. And then I used turkey. I think I did turkey in the other one, in the non-vegan one. But those events have been so successful. It even turned into doing a wine tasting event where we had Tabitha Brown as a special guest. And as we all know, Tabitha Brown now is like, Linnell is totally hungry.
Oh my God, Tabitha is amazing. She is amazing.
And she was my guest last year at my wine event. And like now I see where she's gone from there. In like a year's time, she is just like completely blown up. So I feel so honored that she was a part of my very first vegan food and wine experience. And she is her spirit in person is just like she is on social media. She is just totally, and she literally responded to me personally when I asked her would she be at my event.
Right. So I love your events and I can't wait for you to start them again. And we're going to talk about some of the other services that you provide through your business a little later on in the program. But what I want to switch to is really about what you talked about. You lost weight. You talked about you had a little extra cushion, as we call it, and we can call it COVID cushion. But you decided to start these walks. What are the true health benefits that you have personally? Because I think I want you to talk about the health benefits, but I also want you to talk about your journey through it because it's not easy. I mean, if you have been eating meat all your life, it's because some mornings it's hard. I'd like you to talk about how you took the baby steps to actually get there. There's something that triggered in you besides the book that you stuck with it for 4 years.
Yeah. It is like in your program, it starts here. Yes. It really starts in your mind. And when even going through my programs, that's like one of the first things that we talk about is determining your why, because it is your why that is going to carry you through. If you don't have a pretty good, strong why that you can fall back on, then you may stumble along the way. And even sometimes you may stumble with your why, but I think it's that why that propels you, right? And I know for myself, I want to grow mature, I'm gonna say old, mature, vibrant, and with all my faculties and healthy. And, I wish I could still wear me some stilettos, but that's not happening anymore. So yeah, the toe just ain't happy about it. But I'm gonna rock
as long as I can.
Man, anyway, so it's been that why that has been there for me. Just thinking about where I was, and even I'm gonna go back to like the walking has become so much more than just about my health. To be completely honest, it really sincerely has. One, it has built up a habit. Okay, so there's that. And it has also been something that I'm doing for myself. That is my form of self-care for me, because it's just about me on that walk. I take that time to listen to my meditation. I take that time to walk and talk to God. I take that time to listen to audio books that are uplifting or move my spirit. So that is my time to do that. And then when I come back to the house, now I'm prepared for the day. Right. I come back and write I have little gratitude cards here. So I write at least 5 things I'm grateful for every day.
Oh my God. I love it. You taking some of the practice from my program. I love it. Gratitude is everything. But you know, it's so funny that you should say that, because I really believe that everybody should have some ritual form of practice in their life, and
Mhm.
how you start your day. And I'm a firm believer. The first thing that I recommend you not do is pick up your phone. The first thing I recommend you not do is turn on the TV. The first thing I recommend you to do, for me, I light candles, I light sage, I start praying, and I do
Mm.
sometimes. I think working out is one of the best gifts you can ever give yourself, especially during this time that we're in, because everything is so toxic. Everything, I mean, you walk outside yesterday, girl, it was the most eeriest feeling. The entire sky was rain.
Oh,
And
wasn't it?
like ashes just all over your car, and you're thinking to myself, oh my God, what is going on in this world that we're living in? And my aunt, whom I love dearly, just said everything is purging and we're cleansing, and it's time for you to purge and cleanse too. So if you
Mhm.
have picked up a practice, some kind of a spiritual practice, I really encourage you to do that. It is life transforming. And to find something other than, when you find your why, like Tamiko said, it's like finding your guiding light and really helping you to navigate through life a lot more easier. And you'll tend to not get aggravated as easily. You'll tend to not
Mm.
to, I'm a firm believer, when it starts here first, it comes on the outside too. You start to attract better things into your life, people, situations, opportunities. So it really does have a lasting effect. And I'm not making this up for you. I'm telling you, you want people to say, "How are
Mhm.
you happy all the time?" Because I practice at being still. I practice at unplugging from the world, because if I don't, it would just totally drive me bananas. So I totally, totally agree with you, Tamiko. I totally
Yeah.
agree with
Yeah.
you.
And I,
Danny
and
Williams, how you doing? Terry Gregg, how you doing? Just want to say hello to some people.
hey, hey,
So,
people.
yes.
And it's interesting because that was um I didn't anticipate that I was going to do what I started doing. And now, mind you, with that walk, I also changed my eating. So because I was eating myself some junk food. So don't get it twisted. You can be a junk food vegan, okay? Just so you know, and
Right. Okay.
you can still gain weight being a vegan. So
Right.
just so you know.
My girl, Dr. Rashida Jones, just joined us. Hello, Dr. Rashida from
Oh,
Colorado. How you doing, boo? Anyway, her question is, what does a plant-based starter short list grocery list menu look like? Well, thank you, Dr. Rashida.
a short list. Okay. Um, so a short list would definitely be make sure that you've got some of your favorite fruits and vegetables. I mean, I would stock up with that. And then some of your favorite spices. And you can actually use some of the same spices that you were using, that you use when you season your chicken or your turkey or whatever, your garlic salt, onion salt, salt, pepper. I actually use pink Himalayan salt. So, or a pink Himalayan sea salt. I don't use white table salt. Um, and definitely have yourself a plant-based milk. I mean, there's a ton of them out there. One of the ones that I'm really into right now is oat milk, because it's got a nice creamy texture to it. And it gives you, so it's got a little heartier. Okay.
Oat,
Um,
OAT milk.
Oat
Where do
milk.
you buy oat milk?
You can get it at Safeway, Lucky's, Trader Joe's, um, Whole Foods, Sprouts, any of the grocery stores are now having it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can get that anywhere. So I would say that, and some apple cider vinegar. Okay.
Okay.
Because you can use that to make, if you want to make buttermilk pancakes. Yes, you can make vegan buttermilk pancakes.
Okay, you
Uh,
got to give the recipe for that. Hold on, Dr. Rashida Jones. You can make buttermilk pancakes?
yeah. So if you're gonna go vegan, you can use white flour. I use whole wheat flour, or you can use coconut flour, rice flour, brown rice flour. I no longer purchase white flour, and so I don't cook with white flour. But you can use like a buckwheat flour. That's a little heartier, but you can choose your flour that you want, or you can actually make your pancakes out of oat flour. Now, what you can do is take your oats. put them in a food processor, grind them up. Oh my God, you got oat flour. How's that? My guy makes his oatmeal pancakes using the oats. So you mix that with, instead of using an egg, you can use a flaxseed egg or a chia seed egg, or you can use a banana or applesauce because that's going to help bind that together. And then to make it to be the buttermilk is you would use your plant-based milk and a little bit of apple cider vinegar, because that would kind of sours it and curdles it. It's not going to curdle like big curdles, but it'll, kind of give it that little bit of sour. And then you put that in there and you add yourself a little vanilla flavor or whatever you want to put in your pancakes. Man, you can make waffles. I have made vegan waffles for my girlfriends, and they were like, girl, these waffles are not vegan. I was like, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yes.
Oh my God. My girl Lanelle, she calling me out. She said, "You're killing me with a frown." No, that's me having my glasses on and I can't see.
And you see, I keep taking mine off and on.
Now, thanks for calling me out. It's too funny. So I squint because I can't. I need it. Okay. I need to go get them. I didn't get them before, so it's okay. They're in the room. So anyway, but that sounds amazing. So do you put syrup on them?
Yeah, I use maple syrup.
Okay.
Or you can use date syrup. Or you can make a fruit compote. Okay. So instead of using, that, and you want to do, or you don't have to put any of that on there. I'll just have you some nice, some strawberries or blueberries, and then eat that with each bite. And that's what you're going to satisfy your sweet tooth. So I do want to say that. So we haven't touched on this, but I'm going to give this quick little tip, is that your taste buds change. I think it's like every 10 days. So if you do something, say for instance, if you reduce your sugar intake over a 10-day period, and then you go back and try to eat that same like super syrupy sweet thing you had before, it is going to be really sweet to you because your taste buds are going to adjust. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to lose your craving for sweets, but if you, instead of, getting a really heavy, hearty Snickers bar, eat yourself some watermelon or a nice sweet plum right now, right?
Right.
I believe, because I haven't been eating a lot of sweet sweets since like, I don't know, April or March or somewhere like that. And last week I went to this place called Salt and Straw and got this ice cream. And it sounded so good. It was like cornbread, boysenberry cornbread ice. It was hecka good. But I couldn't finish it because it was so sweet. My stomach was like, girl, what is that you put in there? Where you get all that sugar from? Oh no, we can't do that. You got to throw that away. You got to throw it. And I could not, any other time, I would have tore that ice cream up.
That's a beautiful thing about truly going on a plant-based diet. And I will say this to everybody on this thread, whether you watch it now or later. She's right about your taste buds changing. You just won't be attracted to those foods. A lot of times when you're incorporating a lot of sugary things into your diet, it makes you crave more sugar. Yes. So when you start to eliminate those things, you stop craving them, which is a part of the weight gain is all coming through the sugar, salt, right? And if you're frying your foods or, especially frying your food. So it definitely will change your interaction or your taste palette, as she's already said. So thanks for that feedback. Did you finish that grocery list so Dr. Rashida won't be mad at me?
Oh, okay. So I gave her that. Oh, and make sure you have your.
I'm going to write it out. Wait a minute. Somebody said, Deborah said, yes, that's a fact with any kind of diet change. Absolutely, Deborah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So true.
So the list is, and we'll type it into the notes later for you to have, Dr. Rashida, but go ahead and do it. So natural, I think you said vegetables and fruits.
Fruits and vegetables, your favorite fruits and vegetables, a plant-based milk, some apple cider vinegar, keep your same seasonings that you were using before. I wouldn't necessarily change that, or you can play around, have some more. Maybe I would say get pink Himalayan salt instead. And then have some nuts. Make sure you get you some walnuts, have you some raw, and when I say nuts, we don't want the roasted, salted nuts. We want raw nuts, okay? And a nut butter. A nut butter, whether it's peanut butter, almond butter, sunflower seed butter. And when you buy this nut butter, I'm not talking about Skippy. Let's not do Skippy. Skippy's got sugar and a whole bunch of other preservatives in there. The only ingredient, and I want y'all to hear me really, really close, okay?
Come on, to make it real, baby.
I'm gonna even take my glasses off. The only ingredient that you should have in your nut butter is the nut itself. That's it. It should be peanuts. So when you look at the ingredient list, it should be a very short list, like one word, okay? Because peanuts is one word, or almonds, or cashews, unless it's mixed nuts, and then you might have a few more. So this may be, almonds, cashews, hazelnuts. But cashews are great. Raw cashews, you can get them at like $6.99 at Trader Joe's. You get them already, pieces. And that's a great thing to have on hand because you can soak your cashews and you can make cashew cheeses. You can make a cheesecake with it. So you can make sweet and savory. And the other thing I'm going to say to always have yourself is some garbanzo beans and some black beans. Garbanzo beans, you can make some crab cakes. You can make some no tuna. You can make a curry. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you guys a list. I created a PDF of easy, tasty vegan lunch ideas, and basically the different things that you can make with garbanzo beans. So that's a freebie to everybody.
Thank you for that. One of the things that I love about veganism is how my body responds to it. Not only from a physical perspective of the weight loss for those who are then looking for weight loss, but energetically. And a lot of times we don't associate food with being fuel. We eat sometimes just to eat, or we eat for comfort. We're looking at food as being just like you would put gas in your car, or you change your oil in your car. You're making your body run more efficiently. That means even your brain, how you think, how everything starts to react differently when you start to put those level of nutrients in your body.
Oh my God, yeah.
Energetically, it would keep me going. So I love it.
Yes. And it's great for your skin. I mean, I also like to say, I have a new saying that I started incorporating now, is eat you some good food that's good for you. If you just think about that throughout the day, is this good food, and is it good for me? Right? Because think about they all of the fruits and vegetables they have their purpose. They have their nutritional value to them. As long as we are eating them in a healthy way and not dousing them with a bunch of oil and fat and salt. You know what I'm saying? You want to kind of eat it in its whole state as much as possible. But like you said, what's happening when we're eating those meats, and think about a meal that you eat. Let's say Thanksgiving, right? You've eaten some macaroni and cheese, you had turkey, you had candied yams, you had greens, did I say macaroni and cheese? You had that, you had corn.
I'm ready to go to school for all that.
That's exactly what happens, right? So we all get the itis, right? So now we're all sitting around watching the football game. Stomach is all like this. Whoo, can't breathe because you ate so much. You can't even. You're like, oh Lord, that food was good. All right. So now what's happening is your body is concentrating on digesting all that you ate, and it's taking a lot of energy to do so. That's why you get so tired. Okay, is because your body can break down. And that's one of the things I learned from that book, Fit for Life, is that when you eat like fruits and vegetables that are mainly like water, it doesn't take anything for that to break down. And usually that can kind of go through. You eat you some beets. And this is how you can test it. Okay, eat some beets, drink some beet juice. Okay, and then when you go to the restroom, watch and see the beets come out. You're going to get some either red somewhere. That lets you know how fast that went through your system. That's just a test that you can run to see. Okay. Just so that you kind of get an understanding of how fruits and vegetables and natural foods can go through our system. Now, when we're eating fibrous foods, that may take a little bit longer, but it's going to get through. And you need the fiber to clean your intestines. It's got a purpose, right?
Really
So push
well,
that. It's got
lower intestines, right?
Yes, all of it, right? So, what's happening is when we're eating all those things, our body is using all of its energy to digest that food. And that's why you get so tired. But when you eat a plate full of, mainly vegetables, and you probably got some beans on there, you're not gonna, you still can get full because if you overeat, but you're not gonna be nearly as tired. Not
Well,
nearly as.
we are right now in 2020. And the one thing, if we haven't learned anything else, and I'm sure we have many lessons that we really can share. The one thing that we've learned is that our fitness is our number one priority. Without your health, you can't do anything. So taking care of you is your number one priority. And whether or not you've thought about becoming a vegan, or you thought about really how do you elevate yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, your diet can be the first key to start there. And I would just encourage you, if you don't know already, please do get in contact with Tamiko. And if you don't know how to do it, she has classes. And if you don't know how to do it, she'll cook it for you and deliver it to you and give you the options. I just want you to know that the girl is ready to serve you however you choose. And she's an excellent educator to teach you the journey along the way. I'm having her do it for me. My schedule is so busy that I just don't have time sometimes to get in the kitchen, because one of the things you have to be ready to do when you go on any kind of journey, and Tamiko, you can speak to this, is you got to be ready to prep. So all your habits are everything. So you need to make sure that you're prepping in advance so that your food is there. Because when you get hungry, you don't want to start to go to the kitchen and go get something to eat, because then you're more tempted to go get things that are not working for you. So I just really put that there. But before we dive into you, because I'm going to be giving them all your contact information.
Okay.
Linnell, my sister, Linnell, I love her so much. And Linnell, you need to call me. But my sister Linnell said her favorite alternate meat option for Taco Tuesday is totally delicious with roasted rice cauliflower.
Oh, yeah.
Onions and roasted Brussels sprouts. Now, I love tacos like you don't understand. And it's so fucking fun. Not everybody makes a good taco, but I want to say the first taco that I've ever tried that I love was Chef La. Oh my gosh, she had a shrimp and lobster taco that almost fell over for her. But how does that work, Tamiko? How does everything Linnell said just work? I want to know how to do that.
Linnell, that sounds delicious. Okay. I'm not mad at you. That sounds hecka good. And I got some, and I have all those ingredients in my refrigerator right now. So I'm going to have to make Taco Thursday.
Oh my God. Will it taste like a taco?
Well, I don't know if it's going to taste like a taco. I mean, it's not going to taste like meat, because the roasted cauliflower is not necessarily a meat substitute, so to speak. But if you want to get, because meat gives you that umami flavor, right? And so that's what we're looking for when you're eating meat. It's kind of that umami flavor, which is what they call the fifth taste, the fifth one. Because there's salt, sour, yeah. So you can use mushrooms a lot. So what I've done to make like a meat substitute to kind of be in the plant-based instead of buying the processed versions is you can use walnuts and mushrooms and grind it up. And as a matter of fact, it'll start to it'll resemble like a ground beef. And then you just use your regular taco seasonings that you put on there. And then you can do all the rest of your other stuff. You put your lettuce, your tomato, your guacamole. As a matter of fact, at Chef Mimi's, the Black and Food and Wine Experience, I did raw vegan tacos. And people kept coming back for those tacos. And
vegan taco?
They weren't cooked. Nothing in those tacos were cooked. So we had chips. Well, I use it for chips.
I'm going to do a whole class on one of my workshops on the other platform. We're going to have to bring her on to do a workshop to teach us. Tamiko, I'm going to hold you to that too.
Okay.
Oh my God. That sounds amazing.
It's a deal. And it was actually, and I was able to freeze it. So, because I had so much left over, you can freeze it and take it out. Even my mom was eating it. She was like, "Oh, do you have any more of that taco meat?" And there was nothing in there was cooked. It was all natural, and basically the basic taco seasonings. I put some chipotle peppers in there, like seasoned chipotle peppers. Oh my gosh, they were good. They were good. I have to say, yeah.
So Tamiko, I want to know, with everything that you said, it sounds so wonderful, and we want to be here on this platform on Cheryl Grant. We're all about uplifting my sisters, and especially my sisters of color, because again, I do this because we didn't have this platform, and it's my every intention to showcase every queen that I know of color. If you guys know of any individuals that you think I should be having on this, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to have them go through the process, and they can sign up at, I'm going to give it to you, www.cherylgrant.com/apply. Tamiko, how can we support you?
Sorry, say it again.
How can we support you?
Well, you can join my Facebook group called Vegan Curious to Plant-Based Healthy Eating. And in that, there's a private Facebook group, and that's where I'm going to start doing a little bit more things in there. Like
Type that in the comments for me.
Oh, whoops, I'm on the wrong thing. And then there's a program that I am starting, and the link is going to be going live. I'm hoping by tonight. I would like it. And okay, I have to do it this way though, because this is the way I have to say it. Okay, because it goes with this. We're going vegan for the weekend. Vegan for the weekend. Somebody's going vegan. Oh yeah, for the weekend. Oh yeah. So it's a vegan.
I love it. I love it.
It's called Vegan for the Weekend, and it's just for 2 days, and you're going to get recipes for lunch, dinner, a dessert recipe, and a snack, and then 5 tips on how to make it through the weekend. So all you got to do is, all you want to do is you're a little bit curious and you're wondering, you're not ready to make a full commitment, you can give it a try for 2 days. I don't care what 2 days are. I'm calling it Vegan for the Weekend. It could be the weekend. It could be a weekday, but it's just for 2 days, and you don't have to feel that doesn't feel overwhelming, right? I mean, you guys tell me. Does that feel like that's overwhelming?
No,
for just 2 days?
I love the Vegan for the Weekend. Renee Cage Watson, my girl, wants to know on the sale of healthy, where does processed vegan meat land? Is it healthy? Because sometimes things like Oreo cookies, you can eat them, but they're not healthy. I don't care, vegan or not, they're not healthy.
So processed meats on the healthy scale.
There's no vegan processed meat, Renee, I don't think.
Yeah. So not necessarily. Okay. You may be a little bit healthier than eating the meat itself, but one of the things that you have to be mindful of when you are eating those processed meats is the level of sodium that's in there. Sometimes the level of fat that's there, because, sometimes to season things, to give it a little extra flavor, they're going to flavor it with fats, or they're going to flavor it with some sugars or extra salt. So some of those things may be high in sodium. And so if you are suffering with high blood pressure or something like that, you need to be mindful of your sodium intake. And so a lot of that might be in there. The one way that this is my guide, whenever I am looking at anything that's processed, is I turn up. I'm a big label reader. I read the heck out of some labels. Okay. I don't, before I even do anything. So you turn it over and you look for things that have the least amount of ingredients as possible. The shorter the list, the closer it is to being more, real. Okay. So I would say that. And sometimes if you turn over the list on some of those processed meats, it's quite long. And there are words I can't pronounce. And sometimes I'm like, I got to go look that up, because what is that? Right. So that is what I would say for that. But I mean, to me, your processed meats is a good transition. It's a good thing for those who are transitioning over, right? To kind of get you over that hurdle, to get you through because of the desire for eating something that reminds you of meat. That's what I think those are there for. That's for that. But then when you move along the line, it's time to, you're going to grow up. So that take you from kindergarten up to high school. And then you're going to come on over to college and get your PhD. And you're going to,
I love it. I love it. Well, I got Regina, Lorena, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, but she made a recommendation that can you just do a retreat for vegan starters? And I think the answer to that question, Tamiko, is yes. We just need to figure out through COVID. I think we could do some social distancing with a class under 10 people, and we could kind of make that work. And I'd be willing to offer, my rooftop. So,
Wait, what?
Let's talk about that.
So she wants a retreat. Okay, I'm taking notes, Regina.
Thank you. Well, you guys, I want to say for you, Tamiko, that I am so honored. One of the things we talked about is your vegan curious plant eating. You have your webpage, but you also do meal prep for this, correct?
Yes.
Because I want you to start doing meal prep for me, right?
Right. Yes. So I gotta send you that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is how many times I've been asked. We got this. Me and you.
We got it. We got you.
I know. We got this. So, if someone were interested, listen, she said, Renee said she here for it. Me too, Renee. Me too. Let's take this together. And we're elevating the game. It's 2020, y'all. It's time for us to elevate. We got to come out of 2020 fighting, y'all. We got to be ready mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Man.
Sorry. So, how do people find out more about this from you? Listen, Linnell even said, great idea. Meal prep. What? I love her.
Yes, Renee, meal prep. Okay. So for all of you all who are interested in the meal prep, I have a limited amount of people I can take for that right now. So yes, Cheryl's got her spot already. And so go ahead and you can send me a direct message here on Facebook to Tamiko Garner. Yeah, to Tamiko Garner. You can send it there, or you can send it to Plant-Based Vegan Sistah on my Facebook page. You can send it to Plant-Based Vegan Sistah. Direct me at Plant-Based Vegan Sistah. That way I keep it all together, personal together. And then hit me up with a direct message, and then I'll reach back to you. You can, and then I'll give you information. I'll send you all the link. I actually should put the link here in the chat so that you can.
Of course you should. I'm gonna do a little bit of housekeeping here while she's doing that. First of all, I want to thank everybody who joined in on this conversation to talk with the Plant-Based Vegan Sistah. She is the real deal. And she is really here about educating us on how to make that jump start. And I think we're all looking for transition. We're all looking for a new way to live our best lives, as this 2020 has taught us. We're not going to be entering into an old world. We're entering into a new world. So we might as well put our best on and enter into it with everything that we have. And just as she has reinvented herself, I hope this is encouraging to somebody out there. If you have a passion, if you have a dream, if you have a vision, now is the time for you to make that come to reality. Do not second guess yourself. God wouldn't have given it to you if it wasn't meant to come to be. So I really want to encourage you in that regard. I want to thank you for always supporting me. As you know, what I do, the work that I do is I'm an entrepreneur too. If you feel compelled and you want to donate and you feel touched, please go to CherylGrant.com and you can go to my website and donate. And all donations are accepted. We do not discriminate. If you are interested in joining what I'm doing, I encourage you to please log on to my website. My goal this year is to reach over 50 million women. I'm confident with my community, I can do it. I am already doing the work, and everybody that comes on this platform gets an opportunity to at least get 5 to 6 different leads to promote and help their business. So I'm very happy with the work that I'm doing here, and we need more of it. So I encourage you, please do support us, support the people that I bring on this platform. I am just so excited to be here with you today. I'm so excited, Tamiko, for you being here and being a guest here. Gloria Brown.
Thank you, Gloria.
So excited for you. Tamiko really is the truth, you guys. Really do follow her, support her. And in that, Tamiko, any last closing words you want to say with our audience?
Closing words is, I would say, just enjoy your journey and look at your health. Think about being your best you and giving yourself your best you, and whatever that takes to do that. And you want to be your best healthy self, and look at it as a journey and celebrate each and every win. If what you had for lunch and you didn't have a piece of meat at lunch, hey, celebrate that win. Celebrate it. Each and every one is a success. So enjoy your journey. That's what I would say, is enjoy the journey and look and have fun with it. Don't get all stressed out and overthink it. It's food. It's food.
Right. Go on her site, because she always gives tips and tricks. So you can always go on there and find recipes and different things in which to create, your own environment in your own space. And Tamiko, my sister, Gloria said, love you, and the work.
Thank you.
Aww.
Thank you, Gloria.
Yes.
You're gonna make me cry.
I know, but we do love you and we do appreciate you. And I want to say to everybody who's listening, just know how much I appreciate you. And hello, PB.
Hey, Melissa.
Girl, hello. I want to say, and that's Plant-Based Vegan Sister. I had to wait like, what is PB? That's a new one.
Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. I can abbreviate that. I appreciate that, really. Thank you, everybody, for participating today. Go out and be blessed, be safe, and just know, don't look at 2020 as a downfall. This is going to be our best year yet. And don't you forget, in spite of what has prevailed. Trust me on that one. God bless you guys. I love you. I love you, Tamiko. Thank you, guys.
I love you too. Thank you, guys. Thank you all.
Thank you.
See you all later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.